if you have watched any of my room tours or ASMR around my house videos, then there will be certain things that you absolutely recognize that have not changed, that are not going anywhere. And then you will probably notice some things that I definitely have changed over time. So let's start with my jewelry, which I have absolutely have reorganized. So I used to have a lot of these. You see these beads? These beads right here, these beads right here. These are called Heishi clay beads. I used to have a lot of them, and I have since narrowed it down. I kept in the ones that really fit with this color scheme, but I've started to transition this section of my jewelry wall to beads, more of my pearls, more of my shaped beads, more of my glass beads, my seed beads, but you can see there are absolutely still some of those OG necklaces mixed in. And truthfully, I've been doing what I like to call spring cleaning on the jewelry that I just haven't worn in a long time, can break down and repurpose or give to someone else in the hopes that it will spark joy and inspiration for them. So this is definitely the first big change, is that I eliminated a lot of my Heishi clay necklaces, except for the ones that I know that I never want to get rid of. Like, although we're not getting rid of this. Just below, these are the tray tables that I use to hold props for videos, to set my tripod up on when I'm filming shorts on my phone. And this is one of the next videos that I'm going to be filming. It is a time capsule that we do over on my Patreon every year. So August 25th is the day that I officially started Glass Half Full ASMR. And not much longer after that, I started my Patreon. So I loaded this up with things in 2023. So the 1-year anniversary of the channel. Then August 25th, 2024, we opened it and went through it 1 year later and added some new things that we will be going through on or after this date on my Patreon in 2025. And I have to I just realized that my nail is so far over to the side. Oops. I have to fix that before the next scene. But yeah, I gotta find some stuff. What are we putting in here? I'm almost for 2026. This is the current state of my desk. Got my chug mug. I just finished having lunch. I know. I just finished having lunch and made myself a cup of decaf green tea, and I'm letting it cool. But it's in my Cinderella Castle mug. It is the decaf green tea. And I love it because it has Cinderella Castle in the daytime and on the back it's Cinderella Castle at night. Firework. Actually, that's kind of awesome. So, over here, I'm torn about whether I should show you these, but I don't think that you'll mind seeing them twice. My best friend went to Japan this summer, and she went to a Disney store in Japan and sent me these when she got home to America. Imagine the shipping cost from Japan would have been insane. But it's a Donald, and it's a little plushie, but I used my sewing kit from the Dollar Tree no-buy to sew a little top on it, and it's basically a Donald Labubu. So all of my dreams have officially come true. And this like silver keychain part, this thing actually came. Oops. Oh, that's okay. We don't need those right now. Came off of this one. I had a backup one, so I put it on here because this actually is meant to be a keychain. But I mean, honey, we're using this one. Fun fact: this is what when I need to remind myself to take a thumbnail, and I don't want to forget. I will literally put this right on my keyboard. I'll put it on my keyboard. So I was originally gonna film with these nails on, and then as soon as I put them on, people started doing yard work next door, and I was like, okay, forget it. And then I was like, nah, I don't know that these are the vibe. These are always the vibe. Sometimes those are the vibe, but these are always the vibe. So maybe it was fortuitous. I fixed my thumb, by the way. This I just leave out for a vibe. Me and my best friend in like elementary and middle school had these, and they're probably from Claire's or Icing. Her said best. But I just like, I love this. I think if I were to have, you ready for this? I think if I were to have a Horcrux, this would be one of them. Like not high on the list, but for sure on the list. It's like one of the most Nicole coded things that I own. Similarly, I have a bunch. Don't look. No, I'm just kidding. You could look. It's just like goals and stuff. But this is a bunch of jewelry that I made recently. And I did a video of that, and that's gonna go over on my Patreon. Now, this is not a major change. Not a major change. You probably wouldn't notice. Unless I told you. These are props for a different video. But this was on my desk. This Mickey head shaped thing was on my desk way over there. But I moved it. I have my little tiny tumbler for my husband right here. But I also had a picture frame here that I moved. Heishi clay beads that I decided that I wanted to keep. Like I narrowed it down. You can see there's one whole row and then one whole row minus this one section. I did not make that. That was gifted to me, but you can see that I put them over here. I guess technically this one should go over there, but this is just the setup that I have right now. I'm really happy with it. But I moved the majority of my Heishi clay necklaces over here and I narrowed them down. And I put all of the ones that were there and all of the ones that were there, there and there, there and there, there and there, there and there. I put them in a big Ziploc bag and I gave them away. Down here on the floor is just some remnants of some crafting that I did this morning, and I have my tablet here because I was listening to some ASMR. And also I use that tablet to film when I'm on my bigger microphone, not on my phone. We have, this is actually my 2023 vision board, but that might be a change since the last time I did an around the room. I switched it back from the 2020, 2024, 2025 one. This is my first vision board, the first one. I got rid of, well, I'm about to donate some of the glass like little photos that I had here, and then I just narrowed it down to these three because slay and bait, not slay. This one, and then this one because it's just so pretty. Like, I know it's scratched it. Okay. This top shelf, it's minimally different. This was just on a different shelf, and you might remember that I had that turquoise and pink. It was actually a silicone ashtray, but I used it as a jewelry holder right here. I moved that into a different room, and then I moved this up here. And then I just took the rings that were in that ashtray and I removed the dividers out of here because that's the only reason that they were in the ashtrays, because they didn't fit the dividers. I love the dog hair. I love it. Actually, I kind of do. But yeah, they didn't fit with the dividers, so I was like, why don't I just take the dividers out? Ta-da! So this is the same. This is the same. This is pretty much the same. Now these two frames, these two frames have been here, but I moved this mug, which was over on my craft stand. I'm sorry, cast member 2-finger point. Over on my my craft stand. So that means down here. Now you might remember that these things, so one pin board, an ancient picture of me and my sister. We literally, I mean, I might look the same. She literally doesn't even look like that anymore. That's how old that photo was. But you might remember. Note to self, dust before next around the room tour. You might remember that this and this and this and this, this and this. Do you see my Ohana pin? I love that pin. I love it. I've done some rearranging over the last couple of months, and now it is here. So I like that it's pink, 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 pink. Then we have a more neutral shelf, even though these are holographic frames from Dollar Tree, by the way. Big slay. Then we have pink, 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 pink. Then down here, yes, more ant bead, but I have more beads, craft things here. So this was always the same. This was always the same. This was the same. 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 But this was under the bed. This was under the bed. And over here, I had a cupcake bag, and I had the little Minnie Mouse cupcake antenna topper. But no longer. So now it's so clean underneath my bed. There are only 4 bins underneath my bed. Which, by the way, if you randomly heard me ask myself in a video not too long ago, where did I put my inflatable Y2K blow-up chair? I found it. It was in a bin under the bed. But that's like where I keep extra books, old notebooks, Disney, like old ticket stubs, old Magic Bands, stuff like that. Then this is my dogs. That is my dogs. And basically this whole area is my dogs. I don't normally have the comforter because, as you can see, she gets her dog hair. My baby gets her dog hair all over it. But this is new. This is new. It's extra work to wash the comforter when she gets her fur on it, but I just love this blue, and it's actually a reversible one. So it's this color on the outside, then a lighter blue, and then it fades into this pink. So it's like a dip dyed. But yeah, I just like the look. I like the look of having the comforter on the bed, but it's just more work, like when I have to wash it, because then I also have to use, what's that sticky thing? The lint, the roller, the sticky, the lint roller, basically. So yeah. Let's move on. We have some pretty big changes going on this bookshelf. So this mug, oh my goodness. And these pins used to be further down, and these used to be tucked into a mug. This is not an official Disney one. This came out, I want to say, on Etsy during 2020. But my husband got that for me, honestly, around the time that I was separated from the company because of the pandemic, and like, oh my gosh. But I have these little stands, these little stands. This is, oh my gosh, I love this mug so much. And then this came out, this is an official Disney licensed bin. Came out during 2021 during the 50th anniversary. The world's most magical cast member. The limited release. So, my jewelry box, honestly, I went through and I narrowed down a bunch of stuff, including but not limited to, in here. I had an orange one. I had 2 like dark purple ones that I wasn't too fond of. that I had restrung, and I was like, why am I hanging on to these? So I can say I have the whole rainbow, like I'm not gonna wear them. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. It's so slay. I love that one. So I used to have a bag over here. It was usually like strawberry bag, and then this was up here. So we moved that down and created more space. So now when you look, there's more space in between the bottom of the Frozen painting and here, which took a little getting used to. But this, oh my goodness, this is now my Bluey and Disney shelf. So here is the book that we read, the bedtime story on Patreon. I love this book so much. I loved how that video came out. But there's one of my two Wintons. And then we have the Bluey and Bingo rings that normally sit on this cup that was on my desk for the longest time. So we moved those. We have the tin that my mom got me for my birthday. And then these little Baymax Munchlings used to be up here with strawberry bag, but we moved them down here. We moved them down here. These two shelves, I don't think this shelf has changed at all since the last time I showed you. This is my Harry Potter shelf. I love Harry Potter. But we have a Donald Tsum Tsum. And then we have a Pluto Tsum Tsum. I love his ears. My husband got me this for Easter. And then I think the only thing down here that has changed is we put a sleeping baby Donald on a stand because it's probably my favorite pin of all time. It's the cutest thing I've literally ever seen other than my dog. And then Bestie gave me this. Tell me, it's weighted so it can rock, but it always like rocks back to, see what I'm saying? Tell me this isn't the cutest little thing. It's a little toy from when she was a kid. I don't know, it doesn't like have a brand on it or anything, but he's literally just so cute. But yeah, this was at her parents' house and she's like, girl, do you want it? I was like, yes, immediate yes. So he's the newest. Me showing you just my arm. He's the newest addition to my room. And then over here, this is where I keep jewelry that I made that I plan on donating. I donated, I want to say like a month or two ago, I donated a bunch of jewelry that I made. And if, like, I'm just basically waiting for the recipient to tell me that they're out of distributing it, and I'm going to try and give them some more. So this is already my start on the next round.